Hey everyone, welcome back to another movie review in the franchise of American Ninja. By the way, this is Evo Rainbow McLean for life once again. And now I'm gonna review and talk about my favorite American Ninja movie, and I love this movie to death. And I'm gonna talk about American Ninja 2, The Confrontation, which came out on May 3rd, 1987, which is a Canon Group movie. And I'll say the best Canon movie, the best sequel, my favorite movie, my favorite American Ninja movie they did. Of all the five, this is the best one to me, my favorite, and I love this movie to death. Always gonna be the best Dudikoff movie that he ever did will be American Ninja 2. But you can see I do have the cover, Michael Dudikoff. And like I said, this movie should have ended. This movie should have ended the franchise. To me, the franchise is over. This movie was a great sequel, and that was my favorite sequel of all five films. I like the third one, but the last two are trash. But I love this movie to death. I love this movie even more than the first one. So to me, they're only American Ninja 1 and 2, and then it's over. Directed by Sam Firstenberg once again. But you can see this is the sequel. It's only 90 minutes long, and it's fast paced. It's so quick. I mean, it's a fast paced film. But I'll show you the disc. Yesterday I reviewed the first one. Now I review the sequel. And this is my movie. Love this movie. They don't make them like this anymore. I love this movie to death. The second one, American Ninja 2, was always my favorite. Even as a kid, it was my favorite. I remember I was my classmate when I watched the first time American Ninja, the first movie. And when I actually, he put the sequel, I remember that I saw the sequel 45 minutes in the movie. But then I ran out the tape and I was stupid and I said, I actually watched this once again, and he got tired of me. He threw the VHS out and said, "Oh, you don't have to see it again." But I have never completed the film. I only saw, thanks to my classmate, the first one, but never completed the sequel. But when it was on TV and I taped it, it became one of my favorite movies of all time. I was so fascinated. In my opinion, American Ninja 2 is a kick-ass, badass, quintessential movie of all time. Martial arts movie, kick-ass movie, no holds barred, kick-ass action movie, a classic, and I love this movie to death. I love this movie more than the first. This is always my favorite ninja film. Yes, the first one's the best one, but this is actually my favorite. This is actually my favorite. The sequel is my favorite, and this movie should have ended the franchise. And yes, I love American Ninja 2 to death. They actually filmed, the first one was filmed in Philippines. This was filmed in South Africa, in Cape Town. And I'll get later into it. I did listen, which you can see my disc once again. I did actually listen about Sam Firstenberg and stunt coordinator BJ Davis audio commentary in the opening scene. So I just love this movie to death. Sam Firstenberg was fantastic. This time was written by Gary Conway and James Wood. Gary Conway also plays the bad guy in this movie. But the budget was only $350,000. Only $350,000. But gets an IMDb score 4.9. Does not deserve 4.9. Just like this film behind me, This movie behind me, Broken Arrow, does not deserve 6. Hard Target does not deserve 6.2. Demolition Man does not deserve 6.7 on IMDb. I think IMDb is a joke. The rating is a joke. And I think this movie, I will put this movie higher than 4.9. But that's just me. And this was always my favorite ninja film. And this is actually the last good movie. To me, it ended the franchise. It's over, it ended the franchise. There's no need for next sequel since Sam Firstenberg and Michael Dudikoff did not return. But Michael Dudikoff's best performance, I love his acting performance. I love Steve James' I miss the guy. I did not know that he passed away when I was 9 years old at the time, but he passed away. I miss Steve James. I love the guy to death. I also love the music score from George S. Clinton, much better than from the first composer, which was Michael Lindy, the first music composer. I actually love the music score for the second one much more. By George S. Clinton. Love the music score, love the music theme for this movie, which is awesome, fantastic. Worldwide, it made $4 million only, but opening weekend in the US and Canada was $1 million. Which is too bad, you know. This movie deserves more. It became a cult following, a cult status, but this is a cult classic film. It's a kick-ass martial arts film. It's an action film. It has explosions, fights, fist to fist fights, martial arts, shootouts, fight scenes, explosions, great ninjas. They actually hired a gymnastic team to do all those splits, you know, those jumps and splits, and being dressed in a ninja. The fight scenes were excellent. And I would say Michael Dudikoff did 90% of his own stunts. Steve James did 100% of his own stunts. So yeah, this is to me Michael Dudikoff's best film. Best film he did. Best movie. Sorry Dudikoff, but I love American Ninja 2. The Confrontation more than you do. More than you do. I think he had a bad experience making this movie. He did not want to do the third one because he did not want to film in South Africa anymore. He got, I don't know, there's explanation the third one, but I did not read it. The trivia yet. I'll do that. I'll try to review the third one today. Not today. Tomorrow. But the second one I really enjoy. Always have enjoyed since I was a kid. I was fascinated by this movie. How great it was. And Michael Dudikoff, Steve James are a great team. They're an excellent team. It was so sad not to see them in the movies anymore. They only did 3 movies together. Why not another movie? I really do wish. It was my biggest wish. They will do another movie together in which there will be a once again team. But that didn't happen. You know, that didn't happen. This movie was the final movie, in the final collaboration between Steve James and Michael Dudikoff. It's really sad, in my opinion. Like I said, Sam Firstenberg did an excellent job direction. He did fantastic direction. He was awesome. I love the Beach Bros scene. It was fantastic. This movie is awesome. It's a fantastic movie. It's fascinating. It's a cult classic. It's a kick-ass, phenomenal, kick-ass action film. And my favorite American Ninja movie of all time. One of my favorite action movies of all time. My favorite ninja movie of all time. I just love this movie. I would be lying if I would say the first one is my favorite. No, this is my favorite. Then the first one. American Ninja 1 and 2 are actually my favorite, but the sequel is my favorite. American Ninja 2, my favorite American Ninja film. Now, the story talks about on the remote Caribbean island. You see in the open scene, you have a beautiful music score. You actually see 3 motorcycles driving on the road. And that was actually, which I wrote down, was Chapman's Peak Drive, you know, in Cape Town. And I know that because I listened to audio commentary by Sam Firstenberg. And like I said in my previous review, they actually did an interview with Sam Firstenberg to YouTubers. I don't know how they did that in one video, but they talk about those films that Sam Firstenberg did. But yes, I listened to audio commentary about, and Sam Firstenberg stated they were actually filming in Chapman's Peak Drive, which is the road. And nothing, that road still is there, did not change, it still is there. I saw the beautiful screen shots, but also the best view is actually at evening when the sun goes down. It's such a beautiful view. They took a great shot by that road, but still is the road still is in Cape Town where they actually filmed. They had to. I'm pretty sure they actually filmed at hot temperature, probably at noon, definitely. which was very hot at the time, But this is like filmed in 1986. Yes, this was filmed in 1986. Was released on May 3rd, 1987, but was filmed 1986. So think about it. They don't make movies like this anymore. It's already there. It's bloody. It's fascinating movie. They don't make them like this anymore, guys. They don't make them anymore. And like I said, so 3 Marines, they actually drive in the Caribbean island, in the town, in this beautiful bar, Blind's Bagel. Unaware they get harassed by a few local men, and at one moment they got in a fight. 2 Marines got in a fight, but they actually both got knocked down and easily and of course easily taken by force. But the third one of the Marines, goes in a corner and just stands there, seeing how 2 of his friends are actually being hidden. It turns out that actually both Marines being kidnapped, and by 2 men in the suit, who are actually ninjas, are kidnapped. So now, Wild Bill, how you call it for the Marine, I think it was sergeant, or I'll just call him a leader, because I don't know nothing about American Marines. I never was one, so I don't know nothing. But Wild Bill goes and calls the superior, the superior officer of Marines. He calls for Washington, and Washington recommends them to Army Rangers to investigate the disappearance of Marines. Excuse me, had to sneeze. Excuse me. Sergeant Joe Armstrong, played by Michael Dudikoff, and Sergeant Joe Curtis Jackson are now actually called on this remote Caribbean island to investigate the disappearance, because Wild Bill tells them that 4 men disappeared, and first they thought that the terrorists took them, but there's no ransom. No one calls them, there's no ransom. And it's like goddamn mystery. They can't figure out what happened to those Marines, why they got disappeared. So he asked the Washington recommend them, and he asked them to help him out, find out what happened to the disappearance of 4 Marines. There are actually 20 Marines on this remote control, on this remote island, guarding the ambassador, but 4 men are kidnapped, and he asked for help. So in the office, when you see when Wild Bill says you're gonna work as a clerk and don't mess with my Marines, and says get the hell out of here, you can see clearly when Steve James walks out. There's another man, and that's not Dudikoff. That's actually his stuntman, which you can see was definitely Guy Prince, or more Prince. I'll call him more Guy Prince. But yeah, it was actually a stuntman for Dudikoff. And I'm sure there was explanation over years later. There was actually an explanation of what happened. They actually had to do outtakes. And there were in one scene, Steve James and not Dudikoff, I think was kind of different. Maybe the Michael Dudikoff that time was unavailable, but they had to do. I'm pretty sure they actually edited wrongly. There was definitely a mistake in which it wasn't Michael Dudikoff. It was actually his stuntman. And I think, my opinion, I'm just saying how I think. I'm not sure if I'm correct, but I think that they when they edited the scenes together, they accidentally put this scene which was not Dudikoff in it. And I think when they theatrical released it, they found out way too late, and they couldn't cut it out or edit the scene that it was actually not Dudikoff, but some other actor, some other stuntman. But yeah, you can see that it was actually a glitch. It was an error. But But it didn't bother me, you know. If anyone knows more explanation for that scene in the Wild Bill's office, which you can see Steve James turns around and the other man looks like that's not actually Michael Dudikoff. If anyone knows explanation, please let free a comment and let me know explanation if you know that scene. But I remember that I saw it was explained, but I can't remember. And now I kind of wish I would listen to audio commentary what Sam Firstenberg and BJ Davis and coordinator will be talking about that scene. But I kind of now regretted not watching it. So anyway, now Joe Jackson and Charlie, played by Larry Poindexter, and this guy Tommy Taylor. He's actually the third man. He was a mastermind that those two Marines. He set him up, and those two Marines were actually kidnapped because of him. So Tommy Taylor was the mastermind. So they go on this boat in the beautiful water, ocean, the beautiful ocean in the Cape Town, and the actor was Jonathan Pinner, who played Tommy Taylor, and while driving with a speedboat, Tommy Taylor did something, and he cuts. I think he actually cut the wire so that boat stops. You know, the boat goes and stops, and yeah, he cuts the wire. Actually, no, he doesn't cut. He just turn off. He just turn off the wire, so the boat stops. So they actually bring the boat to the beach, and because they can't fix the speedboat, you know, Tommy, Charlie, and another Marine, they actually go in the water swimming, and of course Jackson asks Joe, what do you think about? Keep an eye on Taylor. And you will see there's actually a stuntman for Steve James, you know. And meantime, Joe goes and puts the line back, and he finds out that Tommy set him up. And meantime, a group of ninjas, you know, showed up and tried to kidnap Joe. And Joe goes, you know, in those rocks, you know, in the rocks on the beach, you know, he goes on the beach in the rocks, and like ninjas jump on him. You know, like I said, they actually hired a gymnastic team, because it's right in the end of credits, to do those splits and those jumps. And like 5 ninjas grab Michael Dudikoff, and he goes and kicks everyone's ass, uses those flying kicks with leg, you know, and uses martial arts and goes kicks everyone, you know, and they try to capture him, and like this guy with a spear, and Dudikoff grabs the spear, throws him off on the ninjas, you know, and they're like 5-6 ninjas that go on the hill, which they landed. They go on the hill, which they work like a team, and to the rocks, you know, because they can't capture ninja. There's actually Mike Stone, you know, he looks like the leader of the ninja. Mike Stone did a great choreography, and I read that they could not hire, they could not afford to hire another martial artist and pay him, because the time they were actually financial trouble. They could not pay another actor. So Mike Stone, who served as a stunt coordinator for the first movie, he took the part and the role of Tojo Ken, but his name was not pronounced in the movie, but it was titled on the end of credits Tojo Ken. You know, Mike Stone, he choreographed great. He was great in this film. Rick. He was actually great, you know. But yeah, Mike Stone, he stands at the rocks, you know, dressed as a ninja. And I love when the ninjas can capture Michael Dudikoff, and Mike Stone shows with his finger, and makes like this, you know. And now like the ninja throws the spear and misses Dudikoff, and Dudikoff grabs the spear, and the guy, you know, uses the sword, tries to kill him. Michael Dudikoff, you know, uses like 2 sticks, kicks the guy's ass, the guy with the sword tries to attack Dudikoff. Dudikoff goes, grabs the guy, throws him, punches him. He throws the stick, hits the guy. The guy falls down. The ninja falls down. There was like the guy uses the rope, tries to strangle him, with the rope, and the other ninja goes, grabs it and thrash him and goes and push him in the rock, and Dudikoff uses his knees to kick the guy. The guy fires with bow and arrow, ninja misses bow and arrow, and Dudikoff grabs the guy who is not holding too tight the rope. He grabs the guy and throws on the floor. I love it when the guy uses bow and arrow, fires the ninja, fires on the rock from the uphill of the rock, fires bow and arrow, and Dudikoff catches the arrow, turns around, throws the sword, and stabs the guy. The guy falls down, and I actually read that was a very dangerous stunt. And it looks like the actor who played the stuntman who played the ninja who jumped down, got stabbed and fall down. It looked like he landed on the head, but the next shot you can see he landed in the back, because that was dangerous stunt. No CGI, no shaky cam, practical effect, real stunt work, real stunt team. They actually did it for real. That was done for real stunt work, and. And I love the fight scene, the beach brawl, Michael Dudikoff kicks kills all the ninjas, and I love that scene. Or he grabs the net, throws the guy in the net on the ninja, he uses a sword, kicks the guy with the sword, and the guy throws the net, tries to pull the sword, Dudikoff goes, kicks the guy, he goes, makes a slash, and breaks his sword, which I love that scene. And Dudikoff goes and kicks everyone's ass, In meantime, Jackson finds out that Joe is missing, so Jackson goes after him, and he fights two ninjas, with that long stick with a hook on it, and he kicks both the butt. One the ninja gets killed, the other one lands on the floor. I just love that scene. Michael Dudikoff did a great job. It was fantastic. Steve James. So now Steve James calls and says to Joe, this way, and they both run, and you can see clearly shot that when Steve James, and that wasn't Dudikoff who was running on the hill up the rock. It was actually a stuntman. It was the same stuntman, and that was Guy Prince, who they actually both ran. I don't know why Dudikoff didn't want to run there, but he actually did sweat it a lot. So when they actually showed up on the end of the cliff, up the hill end of the cliff, and you see both of the men jump. Like I said, this movie was filmed in 1986, was released 1987, but actually Michael Dudikoff and Steve James supposed to both jump, but Steve James whispered at Michael Dudikoff, I can't swim. So Michael Dudikoff shouted and he stopped, he actually ran and he stopped, stopped the filming, so that he saved Steve James' life. So they actually bring a stuntman for Steve James to make that jump, but stuntman couldn't swim either. Oh my god, couldn't swim either. So Michael Dudikoff, Steve James, they both jump, and he asked Michael to pull him out of water so that he wouldn't drown. And I love that Michael saved his life. They both made jump, and they actually land on the boat, but you can see they had to do several shots and several takes and edit it together, which was perfect, because they actually landed and barely hit the floor. Because you can see it wasn't a huge jump, but they actually really did that jump off the cliff. And I just missed that. Michael Dudikoff, Steve James were a team. That's one of the reasons why I love this movie to death. Why it's my favorite American Ninja. Why I love Beverly Hills Cop 2 better than the first one, because it has more action, it has more, they work like a team. Everyone likes the first one, I like the second one. Everyone likes the first American Ninja, I love the second one. I think that sequels prove they're actually worth it, they're great. So yes, American Ninja 2, The Confrontation was always my favorite ninja film. Always my favorite, the best one of the canon. Definitely the best in the canon. So yes, American Ninja 2, I love dearly to death. This movie is a badass. I love this movie. It's a classic. It's a badass movie. It's a kick-ass movie, you know. And I just love that scene with the boat, you know, and Mike Stone then puts the mask off, you know, and see Mike Stone's face, you know, watching with one eye being pissed, you know, because they escaped the ninjas. And the superior officer, Wild Bill, does not believe them, you know, and the story doesn't believe them. Meantime, Tommy Taylor has a call, you know, and the man on the phone tells, you know, who are they? They're like fighting like professionals, and says they're Army Rangers, they're actually work like clerks, Army Rangers. What they doing Army Rangers on here? And said no. The blood one, they fight like a professionals. The blood one must be a ninja. I want it dead. Bring it to Blind Bigger tomorrow, you know. So Tommy Taylor goes to Joe. Joe grabs him, you know, tells him that he needs to talk to him, you know, in Blind Bigger. So Michael Dudikoff shows up with a motorcycle. I love that scene. He goes to the back door, but the back door is closed. He goes in front, and he goes now in the front, and like for like this Fatso, I tried to find the actor, this Fatso, this fat guy, Fatso, in the army pants, you know, the army pants, keeps harassing Joe. Hey, Yankee asshole, I'm asking you, talk nice and polite, you know, and I love when Dudikoff grabs and throws him, you know. I love that judo. He throws him like a badass he is. He goes and like throws all the four guys, you know, on those judo moves. He throws them the floor. He goes in the bar and he asks the barkeeper, where's Tommy? She tells him, you know, the lady, she tells him. He goes in the room and Tommy says, you know about you. And Joe says, I know, try to set us up. I know why. And like 4, 5, 7 men shows up, you know, the same Fatso. And Michael Dudikoff goes and kicks in the room, all of them. And I love the fight scenes, love his I love when Michael Dudikoff does that 360 spin kick, you know, the 360 kick or spin kick. He does a spin kick and then a 360 kick with his leg right in the face, just like Van Damme. I love that fight scene. Or this guy tries to climb the fence, and Dudikoff uses that kick, you know, right in the face. I love that scene. Love that scene. There's another guy kicks in the face, you know, and then Dudikoff goes and jumps, you know, just like Van Damme in Hard Target, you know. He jumps and kicks the guy, the fat guy, in the stomach, and breaks the door, and the other two escape, you know. And I love that scene when Tommy tries to escape it, and when Dudikoff grabs him, you know, another setup, and the guy that tells him, you know, the truth is actually the lion. Leo Bird, the lion. Gary Conway played the lion who wrote the story, you know, the lion. A drug dealer made $1 million, you know, and it actually turns out that Tommy gets killed, you know, by a ninja. He gets stabbed, and Michael Dudikoff escaped. But now Inspector Sin, played by Bill Curry, I think it was Bill Curry, he goes and accuses him of a murder because they seen him, the witness seen him go into Tommy's room before Tommy get killed, and he's the main suspect. In the meantime, they actually now have to dress in that parade as a Marines, and during parade, Dudikoff and Steve James are witnessing when this young local woman shows up and attacks, you know, Leo Burke, and tells that he's actually a drug dealer. They should arrest him, you know, and he's a criminal, but she gets taken away, kidnapped, and Dudikoff and James, they go after those cars. They bring them to the Blind Beggar, and then they came to that bar, you know, like all three, Michael Dudikoff in the Marine outfit. I love that. I love the Marine outfit, and Steve James and Charlie, you know, and they go in the fight. I love the bar brawl fight scenes, you know, and Dudikoff tries to save the girl, and like this girl tries to grab Dudikoff. He kicks her aside. This guy runs upstairs, and I love it. Michael Dudikoff uses the spin kick and punches at the guy in the face. The guy falls down. Kind of reminds me that the stuntman, I can't remember, but he gets the face, and like all of them now jump. Steve James goes, kicks everyone, let's a party. He goes, kicks everyone's ass, Steve James is a badass in this movie. He kicks everyone, he has such a fun. Steve James had such a fun fight. That's honestly my favorite fight scene. He goes, kicks ass, everyone. What's up, big brother? Shows the guy in the couch. I was running, laughing my ass. I love Steve James, or Tommy Taylor this guy, Charlie goes and fights off, those bad guys, and like one of the women grabs the beer, the bottle of beer throws at him, but misses him. I love that scene there. And I just love the bar fight scene. And yeah, there's actually a scene in which there are like two men, but one of them disappears, was not explained, but Dudikoff goes, fights the guy, grabs him, they both land through on that table, and that was a really dangerous stunt. And I think that was Michael Dudikoff. That wasn't a stuntman. It was really dangerous. You can hear screaming Michael Dudikoff, So that was a very dangerous stunt that Dudikoff did. But I love the fight scenes. Like this fatso grabs Michael Dudikoff and goes and punches him. Dudikoff goes, punches him kicks him in the stomach. He goes, boom! I love that fight, that scene. He grabs him for the hair and boom, punches at Dudikoff. Love that scene. I love Dudikoff has been bleeding like here. He's like bleeding. I love that scene. It's a bloody badass movie. And Michael Dudikoff, fantastic. He's awesome. The man is another king, in my opinion. Just like Tom Cruise, he's another king. And I love that fight scene. Awesome. The second one's the best one to me. The best canon movie they ever did. Sam Firstenberg's best movie. My favorite movie he ever did. Sam Firstenberg's best movie. Best direction he ever did. And now, because now that girl escapes, and of course, Tojo Ken shows up. This guy grabs Tojo Ken and he shows what he can do. He keeps fighting. He goes and keeps fighting. He goes and kicks the guy, keeps fighting the guy. Bam, 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 keeps fighting and uses that 360 kick. Actually, the spin kick, and hit the guy in the face. I love that scene. And when the trio, Joe and Jackson and Charlie escape, they find their car been taken apart by hoodlums, and I love that scene. They go in the car and Steve James says, "You're lucky, you and I, you're lucky." And Charlie gets pissed, and the car is all demolished. They showed up in the demolished car. Michael Dudikoff is hiding, and I love this guy. I can't remember this guy who's actually second in command with Wild Bill, I love it. Wild Bill says, "What is it funny? Some kind of joke?" No, with right uniforms, and the guy says, "Shut up!" I says, "Shut up!" Man, I love this movie to death. I have to say it. I love this movie to death. Oh my God! And where's Sergeant Singh said, "Where's Armstrong?" I don't disappear. He disappeared, and Wild Bill disappeared. I wanted to use my measures, and I love when Wild Bill says, "Heaven forbid," and they go in the car, and this guy tries to say, "Hey," and Wild Bill shuts his mouth. They go in the car. They drive away with the car. That time, Tojo Ken shows up and says, "The girl escaped with American. That damn American ninja fights like a lion." And I love it when Leo Berg says, the lion says, "Well, I want the guy alive." I was like, he wants him dead, but he says, "No, I want the guy alive." we use the lamb to get the tiger, and I just love that. I mean, I love the cast, the actors, love this movie to death, man. I love this movie. And yeah, so now Michael Dudikoff, tells them, and Wild Bill knows that everyone, there's something into the disappearance of those Marines, and they're all corrupt. And Michael Dudikoff says that the girl is the key, so he goes with Toto to find that girl. That boy knows where the girl is, and has to pay $5. He goes to meet that girl that escaped. It's actually Alicia Sanborn, played by Michelle Boats, which I don't know. She's actually from South Africa. She's a South African actress. When Joe tries to talk to her, a ninja shows up, and like a ninja throws the star, and like Michael Dudikoff goes and kicks the guy, and like he uses that ninja weapon, this ninja weapon, he uses, I don't know how you say this ninja weapon, he uses this ninja weapon. The guy, he goes like this, and he goes and cuts, he makes slashes in your face. It's like you see all bloody, and this guy uses the dart, but Dudikoff saves the girl, uses the dart, and shows the star right in the face. The guy, oh, that must have hurt. The guy falls down. And the other guy, there's behind, there's like a furnace, open a furnace, and Dudikoff uses that kick. That flying kick kicks the guy, gets in the flame. That must have hurt. Really must have hurt, Or he goes and fights another ninja, kicks the guy ninja face, and he also gets a few times hit. He kicks the ninja face, and yeah, and they actually, Toto shows up with the car. A kid drives the car, and Dudikoff, he goes, yeah, love this movie. And Dudikoff, the ninja tries to target Dudikoff, goes and kicks in the face, in the face. They go with the truck. Then I'll actually go with the, once again, I have to show this. They actually go into the truck, and there's another ninja who gets dragged, he uses the rope on the truck and gets dragged, and all his, and you can see on the knees, elbows, all his clothes are ripped off, bloody. But when he's on the hood and breaks the glass, you can see that actually they had to do another 7 takes because his clothes are all right. But when Joe, Toto, and Alicia jump off the truck, the truck lands and see an explosion. Practical effect, great explosion. This is my movie. It's rated R. I miss this kind of movies, So yeah, so now Alicia and Joe, they actually go to Blackbeard Island, because there's a compound there, it's actually a laboratory. It's actually a laboratory, and it turns out that Alicia is actually, her father is a scientist who bought the island Blackbeard, but it's actually going on with those ninja mutants, they actually biological engineering. And it turns out that a millionaire who's now Leon the Lion, Leopold the Lion, he's actually invested the money and used her father, Professor Sanborn, into how you say it, to produce an army of mutant ninja warriors who doesn't feel just like Terminator. He doesn't fear, no remorse, no pity, no pain, no remorse, and will stop ever until you are dead. And they produce those mass mutant ninja warriors with biological engineering, and those Marines were served as a laboratory pets, like an experiment. They were used. That's the reason they were kidnapped. And I love when Alicia talks her story about Dudikoff. I love Dudikoff, so beautiful. I mean, Michael Dudikoff was fantastic. They go to the Blackbeard Island, and Dudikoff goes, kicks the guy, uses that knife, cuts that furnace, that Perimeter Furnace cuts that wire and kicks those two ninjas dressed as a ninja. He goes, kicks another two ninjas, saves Sanborn, Alicia. He goes, he has a flashbacks of his father from the first movie, and he says, "Oh, honor, I will, the Bushido, I will honor the code, father." And he goes, he goes to the which those working there Marines are. He goes and saves them. They go in the final battle scene in the compound. They go in the arena, and they're like now surrounded by all those ninjas. And Michael Dudikoff uses his martial arts. Actually, I'm definitely sure that it was actually a stuntman who was dressed as a ninja, and uses this martial arts, kicks everyone. Says, "I love Michael Dudikoff, kicks more ass in this movie." He goes, and meantime, Steve James says, "I'm going to the island without you," So they go and they start fighting there, and and Steve James kicks a lot of ass, Steve James' weapon on the compound final battle was actually armed self-protector for South African shotgun that Jackson uses. Throws the grenade. Merry Christmas, throws the grenade. And a lot of fight scenes, he goes and fights those ninjas, He has like two swords, goes, two knives, goes, cuts those ninjas. Another ninja shows up, Steve James goes, fights him. And I love the final scene between Dudikoff and Tojo Can, Mike Stone. Mike Stone as Tojo Can, they go and fight. All the fight scene. He uses shotgun, tries to kill Dudikoff, misses him, hits two of his men. I just love that scenes, Love those scenes, but I just love those scenes, man. I love those fight scenes. On the end, Michael Dudikoff goes and kills Ninja. Where's Ninja? He goes and kills Ninja. I forgot to mention Mike Stone kills 25 of ninjas, in demonstration what he can do. I just love that. But yeah, Michael Dudikoff in the end goes with a sword. He goes and kills him. He goes and slashes him. The guy falls down. He's dead. And he uses the mask and Michael Dudikoff with all sweaty face. And I love it. Steve James goes, kicks the guy, goes under his, stabs him on the neck, and tries to leave it. The guy stands up and Steve James turns around and says, "Don't stay there!" And the guy falls down. I love that, The final scene was fantastic. And then the movie, of course, ends with a celebration. Alicia and Michael Dudikoff leave. Steve James and the other girl he met, on that parade, dressed as Marine, also leave. And the movie then ends with a beautiful music score. And they don't make movies like this. Great choreography by Mike Stone. My favorite scenes, I'll say Beach Brawl, definitely Beach Brawl. My second favorite will be the Bar Brawl, but Beach Brawl with Michael Dudikoff kicks so many ass. Definitely my favorite scene. The ninja outfits were fantastic. The gymnastic team, for making those jumps and splits were fantastic. The choreography, the beautiful shots, the action scenes are great. The cast, beside Michael Dudikoff and Steve James' best performance, they work as a team. I wish there were more in this movie. I wish they will have that we'll see another movie making together, but that will never happen because Steve James passed away in 1993, so that will never happen now again. This is the final movie that they actually did together. It's my favorite ninja. Even as a kid, I watched it in military school non-stop. Sam Firstenberg, great direction. I actually enjoyed the music score by George S. Clinton more than from the first one, Michael Lean. And everyone's favorite is American Ninja. It's my favorite movie. My favorite is always American Ninja 2, The Confrontation. The best one, in my opinion. It's a kick-ass, badass action film. Jeff Celentano played Wild Bill. The good performance. Larry Poindexter, Charlie did a good job. I enjoy him. And Michelle Boats as Alicia Sanborn did a good job. Ralph Draper played Professor Sanborn. He was okay. Start coordinator was BJ Davis. Like I said, Sam Firstenberg PJ Davis, they both did audio commentary. They had a great, they actually had a great memories on it. And obviously there was Chapman's Peak Drive, that road, it's still there, nothing changed with that road, it's still there. But the movie was actually filmed in South Africa, Cape Town. I don't know why Michael Dudikoff refused to do the third one. He didn't want to shoot another movie there. But this is the last movie, And yeah, in my opinion, this is the last movie. The final movie that Michael Dudikoff, Steve James did together was actually the final. Yes, the producer for this movie were Menkan Gola and Joran Globus. This is the final movie Michael Dudikoff did with them, but not with Canon. That was bull chain of command. But yeah, once again I'll show you. I love this scene in Michael Dudikoff and Ninja. Love that scene. Michael Dudikoff, all the ninjas. Love that scene. So this is my favorite American Ninja film. All practical effects done for real. Everything is done for real. No explosions are done for real. No CGI. That time they weren't. They weren't that time any CGI. Michael Dudikoff is a badass. Best movie he ever did. Definitely the best of the Canon films in my opinion. But yeah, I did a review on American Ninja for 50 minutes. I'm actually gonna finish this movie after 46 minutes. But yeah, it's a classic. It's my favorite American Ninja film. But for budget $350,000, they can make a good movie nowadays with that kind of money. I wish they would make those kind of movies, But American Ninja 2, The Confrontation, is a bloody movie. It's a rated R movie. It's a great movie to watch. Great cinematography. It's a kick-ass movie. It's a badass movie. And I just love this movie incredible to death. So anyway, yeah, that's my review on American Ninja 2, The Confrontation. So anyway, my dog. Rick. Rick. Sit. Say bye to the audience. Say bye. Bye-bye. Anyway, I'm out. Bye and take care. See you in the next video.